Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Ham Radio 2.0, live from the Ham Shack. My name is Jason and my call sign is Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo, and today we're going to be looking at a brand new radio from Leixen. I pronounce it Leixen. It's spelled Leixen. Some people have said Leixen or Lexen or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I call it Leixen. Call it whatever you want to, I guess. But this radio is cool. Most of you have seen the Leixen kind of kickstarted the whole mini mobile dual band radio idea. I've done a couple of videos on the Untitled JT6188 radio, which is a 20 to 25 watt version. Different company, but same concept of radio. It's a little radio about yay big, about the size of probably about the width of 2 decks of cards put side by side, and about maybe as thick as like a standard paperback novel that you would buy. So, you know, they'll almost fit in your pocket. And they're the Juntai and the QIT and the Zastone MP300 are all like 20 to 25 watt model mini mobile radios. But before all those were out, the Leixen dual band, the model number was the VV-898, Victor 898, and it was a 10 watts per band, 200 channel, front panel programmable and button programmable mobile radio. I sold quite a bit of them at ham fests and on my website as well, grapevineamateurradio.com, because it was a good stepping stone between an HT and having a 50 watt full power mobile radio in the car. And they fit really well, and since they're so small and compact, they fit well in some of the smaller cars that don't have a lot of room to put the bigger radios. I've had guys buy them and say they were going to put them on their motorcycle, and of course they're actually perfect for a Go Kit radio because they're so small and compact. You could put 5 of them in a Go Kit and it'd still be less than like 15 pounds. In fact, your Go Kit box would probably weigh more than all 5 of the radios put together. So this radio it's the same radio. It's the small Leixen, but what they did was they built a case for it. They put it inside of a case, and with internal wiring, an internal battery, a switch, an internal fan, and a coax running from the back of the radio up to the top of the case. So when the case sits up, which you'll see on the video in a second, the case sits up and the SO239 connector is right next to the face, and on the other side of the face is the plug, or the microphone plug. And on the side of the case, down the left-hand side, you've got a switch for the power switch, which turns the radio off and on, and the fan switch, which turns the fan off and on. And it's all enclosed, so you screw an antenna on top of it, just a standard PL259 antenna. And make sure your battery is charged. There's a port on the side for a battery charger as well. Throw it in your backpack, and you've got instant 10-watt, 200-channel, dual-band BackPack radio. Very cool concept. Very cool idea they had there. So I used mine. I took mine to the deer lease opening weekend of deer season of 2015, so it would be the first weekend in November. Set it over in the deer stand. I was talking to my buddies on Simplex, and I was able to work local repeaters with absolutely no problem whatsoever. So this is a neat little radio. It's a neat concept. You've seen the BackPack guys take out their HF radios. And sometimes the HF radios like the 857D or the ICOM 706 or 7000, they can include VHF and UHF. But this guy is VHF, UHF only, but it's quite a bit cheaper than the Yaesu. And of course, it doesn't have HF, but it's quite a bit cheaper than the Yaesu and the ICOM. And it's made for backpacking, and it's really cool if you're backpacking with a group of people and y'all want to communicate via Simplex. This is a great way to do it. So stay tuned, check out the video, and let me know what you think. All right, this is the first look at the new Leixen. I've got one of them opened up already, as you can see here. And it is inside of a case. This is what makes this part cool. There's a battery back here. You've got a DC charging power port right there, a power switch, a fan switch, and you can see that the radio is not plugged in. There are no wires. Like this. But it's a mobile radio inside of its own case with its own battery. It's a BackPack radio, and of course your SO239 port right there. So it's made to go inside of a backpack. It comes with, do the unboxing here, it's just a plain Jane box. The Leixen sticker right there. So you got a manual. Got a programming cable. It doesn't actually come with that. That's separate. They packed it in there for me because I bought programming cables. Here's your charging cable. Standard 12-volt connector. Same microphone as the other Leixen. In fact, they've got the same model number on this one as the VV-898, which is the 10-watt Leixen that kind of broke the mold for the mini mobile radios before the June ties were out. It's your mic clip, of course. They've got a power cord in here with standard T-prong connection and bare wires on the other end. I don't know why they have this in there. I don't know why they include it, because there is no T connection on the radio. You can open up the case, I suppose, and plug it up. But as far as the actual connection on the radio, there's not one. There's nowhere to plug this. There's nowhere to plug up this wire on the radio without opening the radio up. There's this bracket here that comes with it that does not fit it. That's probably the bracket for the original radio, which is inside of this case here. So I guess they expect you to open up the radio. But the radio's got it's got the speaker. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but you can turn the fan off and on. If you turn the power off, so that the radio's not on, you turn the fan on, it does not turn on. So the fan switch is controlled by the power switch. Just like that. So didn't hear it that time, I don't know why. Anyway, so it's all enclosed here. You've got a little screw there, a little screw there. That's probably where the radio is bolted inside. You've got 4 screws here on the face and 4 screws here on the back. I may take this 4 screws here on the back. Sorry, I wasn't watching the camera. And 4 screws here on the face, 1 in each corner. But you don't have a way to, like if you put this in a backpack, it's just like in the backpack. So, I've actually got a radio case. Where is that thing? Here it is. I've got my other Leixen in it right now, actually. Take this out. This right here, my radio case. Let me zoom. So this is the bag here with the opening in the bottom of it, antenna, speaker connectors. It's got a strap over it here. You just put your radio in. You've got extra pockets, whatnot. Bought this on Amazon a while back. It's pretty cool. wasn't very expensive, but the radio will go in there. You can connect your SO239 mobile antenna right there. Connect your mic right there, and you put a headset on it if you want. You've got a BackPack mobile radio. We're going to stick the meter on it here. The original Leixen VV-898, it's got the same model number on it. You can see it right there in the corner. The original Leixen was rated at 10 watts per band. I did a couple of tests. I never did do a video on that one, but I did a couple of tests on it. It was actually pushing about 15 watts per band, the one that I tested. Microphone lights up when you plug it in. So then the June ties came out, and they said that they were 25 watts, which they were actually about 20 to 22, as you've seen from my other videos. Well, now Leixen has a 25 watt model. I'll be doing an unboxing of that shortly. 2 power settings on this one, low and high. Okay, so we're on, I think we're on 440 right there.
They are like the most.
This one will receive 220. I don't know how far down it'll go. Yeah, it'll go to the ham band. Got a clock on it. Of course, these buttons here are programmable. I can set them to do whatever I want to. And it won't transmit 220. Okay, so 146.520. Low power. We're pushing about 6 watts on low power. Power. Actually, I think that was high power. It's about 5 watts on high power. Yeah, it's only about 6 watts on low power on this one. So let's go in here and say P1 short, FM, I don't want that, band. Okay, there's 440. .2. Power low, about 6 watts on low. Zoom in a touch here. Move the camera up. There we go. Get a little bit better shot of it. So we're on low power on 446.2. We're pushing about 6 watts right there. And right at 10 watts. Definitely 10 watts on high power on 440. 146. High power. It's only doing about this model here that I've got. It's only doing about 6 watts on high power on 2 meters. So, and it won't go. It will receive 220, but it won't transmit 220. Let's see, 222.3 500. Nope, won't transmit. It still won't transmit even out of band. So, about 6-7 watts on 2 meters. Let's go up here to 146.900. It's about 6.5 maybe watts, something like that. Kind of disappointing on 2 meters. The last one of these I tested, they were doing right at they were doing about 12 to 15 watts per band. So I was hoping to get it 10. You know, it's advertised at 10 watts. And this is a great radio. Quite frankly, I think this is a better radio than the. It's a little bit better put together than the Untitled radio. A little bit easier to program from the front face as well. Once you set something in here and then save it to memory, it actually saves the offset and everything, unlike the Untitles do. So, what am I looking for here? I went in here to do something. Step. That's what I was looking for. 12.5 kilohertz. Who wants that? 5. Okay, so now I can go 146.520. Yep, right at 6 watts. Now, of course, you got the, and I don't know, and you know what? Something else I noticed. If you, the charging cable, let me get it back out again. The charging cable has a light on it. So, in fact, you know what? I've got my other, this is a brand new one right here. This one that I've got open that I've been testing, I'm going to keep for myself because it's a radio that I don't have, and we can't have that.
So the power cable that, I'm going to grab it over here, that I used to charge it has a light right there. And if I plug in this power cable to the radio, this light comes on. You can see the green light right there. Now, it's not plugged in the wall right now, obviously. So what I did was, last night I unboxed this and I was kind of looking at it, turned it on, make sure everything worked, plugged it into the wall, left it overnight, charged it all night long, unplugged it before I went to work today, set it down on the counter, not powered on, but not plugged in, and this light was on all day. So this light probably drained the battery a little bit. So let's plug this in. Okay. I don't know if that's going to make any difference or not. It may get an AC hum like this, but I want to see if the power increases at all. Oh, there it is. There it is. So the battery is probably low. Let's see. Let's go back down here to power. Yep, we're on high. 146.520. It's plugged into the wall right now, going into a dummy load, pushing 10 watts. Let's go change back to 446.2. Power, high. Nope. There we go. Pushing almost 12 watts. So, that's the thing. The internal battery, this sucker, and you can see right there, if I zoom out, I'm going to turn the camera, I'm going to move the camera just a little bit right there. You see it plugged into the wall right there, and the light is green. I'm sorry, one of my colors. The light is red. Right there, the light is red. That means it's charging. Pretty sure it turns green when it's not charging. It turns green and it stays green when it's off the radio. So, the lesson is, if you're going to get one of these, charge it, unplug it from the radio, leave your power cable either plugged in the wall or unplug it from the wall if you don't want a live wire sitting out. But don't leave it plugged into the radio because it drains the battery just a little bit. I think that the battery is like a 6 amp hour battery, if I remember correctly. I haven't opened it up yet. I haven't looked at it. But I believe when I was talking to Leixen about it, they told me it was a 6 amp hour battery. So, it is actually doing 10 watts. That's 440. That's 10 watt, right at 10 watts. Maybe 9.5 watts, 9.8 watts, something like that. This meter is not that accurate. It's right barely below the 10 watt marker on that scale there. So, that's doing what it's advertised to do. So, good. Good deal. This is 2 or 3 days before deer season 2015. I'll be going out to the deer lease tomorrow. Take my camera with me. You're going to see some videos coming up for sitting in the field. I'm going to have that thing with me with an external antenna in my backpack ready to go. So you get to see some more action on that.
What they're calling the VV-898BP, BP for backpack radio. You can see it's doing 10, 11 watts, just like it advertises. They have a higher wattage model coming out, soon, which is actually out right now. I've got some on order. They haven't arrived yet. They got a 25 watt model, so we're going to be doing a test on that. They've got 2 versions of the 25 watt model. They're calling it the 898S and the 898SBP. So it's the 25 watt model of the same radio, and you'll have the regular version and the backpack version. And of course, all of those will be available on my website, grapevineamateurradio.com. You can pick them up for not much money at all. I think they're a little bit over $100 for the 10 watt version, and 140, 150 for the 20 watt or for the 25 watt version. We're going to be doing a test on that also. So go check that out. Let me know what you think. If you found me on YouTube, go check out my website, livefromthehamshack.tv, where you can see a list of all the videos I've done and all the subjects I've done. I concentrate on radio unboxings and Hamfest documentations, but I do newer stuff also. We just did our first DXpedition. You probably saw that video. And first DXpedition on Ham Radio 2.0, I should say. And we're going to be doing some really big shows come spring of 2016. And if there's a new radio out that you want to see reviewed on this series, you can comment on the YouTube or sign up for the email list or anything like that, and just get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to review that radio for you. Down the right-hand side of livefromthehamshack.tv, there's two different places where you contribute financially to my series. If you found anything helpful, useful in these videos at all, and you want to see me expand them, you can click on the links for either Patreon or PayPal and make a one-time donation, or make an annual. You can do an annual or a monthly donation. You do a monthly donation through Patreon for $1 a month. That would be great. If I had several hundred people do $1 a month, that would help me in my efforts to get this video series further off the ground and promoted more. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.